Hello. Welcome to another video from 10x Investor Education. So this is about how to find best SPACs. There are multiple resources and it takes a long time to describe everything in one video. So I started as part 1 at the beginning. So I'll continue multiple parts with this series. So a lot of people asked me in the comments and also people I know, hey, how do you get these SPACs and how do you get them early so that I can buy the warrants at a cheap price than stuff when buying it after it went up by 100 or 200%. Okay, so the goal is the earlier you know about these SPACs and when they are getting listed, and then you can know whether you can decide who is behind the SPAC. Is it a reputable company? Can I buy it or not, right? So that's what makes a decision quickly. So before getting into the video, so I just want to stand a disclaimer. I'm not advising to buy anything here. So the disclaimer is very simple here. Please subscribe and turn on notifications. So far, as for Renaissance Capital, there are 194 traditional IPO deals raised in 2028, which is $67 billion. And then this is the best year since 2014. So, but SPACs also raised around 200 SPACs raised around $64 billion. So as you can see here, if you're not able to get a stock in IPO at market price, then SPACs are the best option to go. Okay. So one thing I want to tell you is there are a lot of bad speculation every day going on. A lot of them are pump and dump. So don't believe anything until you see an official confirmation. Don't believe anything in message boards, in Twitter, anything else, but until you see an official confirmation. Okay. So in this part 1, I want to cover few things. So keep all the SPACs and warrants in a portfolio like Yahoo Finance or anywhere you want, and then track price and volume. So there are 2 ETFs, SPCX and SPAK ETFs. So there are a couple of common. This is about new IPOs. They're not merged yet, and this is about mostly some IPOs, and already a lot of them are already merged. So then I want to take a look at a couple of websites: SPAK Research, SPAK Alpha, SPAKinsider.com, and Twitter. So there are a couple of interesting tweets you can follow and see if it helps you. So the sponsors with expertise. So these are the lot of people love these sponsors and they just blindly buy because the sponsor is the good person and he will get a new company, best company to merge with. Okay, some of them are Bill Ackman, PSTH. So he has been looking for almost, I think, 3 months. I am also invested into this. So hopefully he will get a Stripe or something, which is still a lot of speculations going on. He tried to get big guys like Airbnb and all, but they did not come with him. So we'll see what happens. So the second one is Chamath. Probably Chamath, and some of the SPACs you already invested in him. Okay, so the first one went public this year was Virgin Galactic. Second one is Opendoor, happened this month, and then next one in the pipeline are IPOC, IPOD, IPOE, and IPOF. So IPOC already is a healthcare company he's going with, and the rest of them are not known. So then third person is Bill Foley. So he's a financial expert guy. He worked in a lot of big financing companies as chairman and CEO, and he is founder of a lot of financing companies. So his SPACs are BFT, WPF. So I am invested in both of these warrants very early. So the another guy is Mark Stat. He is also Forbes 40 under 40. He had 2 or 3 SPACs, Dragoneer by name, and then another good team like from DraftKings, SkillsZ Extra. They started a new SPAC called Spinning Eagle, and he's Harry Sloan, Ellie Baker, and other guys. So another last but not least, Michael Klein. He is Churchill Capital. Probably, Churchill Capital had 4 or 5 SPACs. So some of them are not that successful, especially multiplan and all. But in general, they are considered as a very good management. And also, private firms like Apollo Global and Solomir Capital, TPG Capital are all considered good enterprises who brings these SPACs. So my favorite is basically SPACs with previous success. So for example, Forum merger, FMCI before. So they got another new SPAC, Tortoise Acquisition, Kensington Capital, RMG, Switchback, Fortress Value. So these guys are getting multiple SPACs. So I had a great success with this before. For example, Kensington Capital QuantumScape. So I love to buy those when the second time they come, even on the first day if possible, without even looking into which company they'll merge with. So those are some of the things I want to cover. So let's get into quickly. So when I say keep all the SPACs in a portfolio, so as you can see here, I have Yahoo Finance and then multiple portfolios. One of them is SPAC. So you can see this is a my own performance view. You can create your own views, and then you can track different stats. So for example, yearly I track what SPACs are going down or what SPACs are gone up for the day. As you can see here, for example, Longevity Acquisition Corp, the warrants went up by 45%, and actually the stock itself went up by 17%. So as you can see here, almost went up by 2.5 times. So you might be interested if you look at SPAC warrants doesn't show much volume, but SPAC, if you see average volume is 170,000. It went up by 2.2 million. So it's like a 10 times. So you might be interested what's happening. So if you see in the morning, if you might be interested what's happening, you can click on it and see there is no news. Okay. So but if you go then conversations. Okay. So basically they are merging with 4D Pharma. There is some news that they released, and then that's people like it, and then that's the reason why this pack might be going up. But officially there is no official news, but it went up by 17%. So similarly, if you go to the second one is Fuse. So if you look at it, Fuse, so the Fuse warrants, obviously warrants will go up. So based on warrants, you have to look at the stock. So Fuse volume, if you look at it, it's 440,000. Now it's at 5.2 million. So if it's like again more than 10 times. So if you look at Fuse, if there is any news, again there is no news for Fuse. Okay, so if you look at it, conversations. Okay, so if you look at it, you can immediately see Fusion acquisition following CEO of BlockFi on Twitter. Okay, I guess you can say on their target is BlockFi. So this is how they spread the rumors. So CEO is following BlockFi, so that's why they can be potential target for merger. So if you look into the Twitter, you will see that again. Or if you go and search for Fuse and BlockFi, you can see multiple things going on. Okay, you can see Reddit article is BlockFi merging with Fuse. You can see Fusion Acquisition Corporation forum discussions. Another guy saying in YouTube, I spent $14,000 on this pack merging with BlockFi, and it's don't care about BlockFi rumor. So end of the day, this is pure rumor. There is no official news, and people people spread so much rumor, and they want other people to buy the stock, and if the stock goes up, they want to dump it. So I don't know whether this is official or not, but the only base is because the CEO following the BlockFi, so that's why Fusion is looking for that to merge with. Okay, so this is how they spread the speculation, and that is how it happens. That is how actually the volume and the price also goes up. So that's why it's very confusing when you look at it. So the best thing is believing, IPOC, social capital. I invested into this heavily when it was $11-12, and then I invested into a lot of companies that have a uh, big, uh, good name founders. So for example, let's look at this one. So if you look at this one, if you look at 1 month chart, so the time the news came, right, $18, it went to almost $50 and it came back. Okay. So and slowly going up. So the merger was with new with a medical company called NeuroRx. Okay. So you can see and follow through, and if you're interested in NeuroRx, you have to look at the investor presentation about the company, what is the news going on, and then you can look at it, But when the news came on the first day of the news, the stock went up almost $77. So, and then it came back to $30 again. So people are very crazy and they don't know what they are doing. They just, pump it up, pump it up, pump it up. Once it's up, then they dump it out. Okay. So you have to be careful when getting into this pump and dump vicious circle. Okay. So let's get into the SPACs. Okay. There are two SPACs I want to talk about. One is SPCX Holdings. It's called SPCXETF.com. And this SPACs is mainly invests into new IPOs which are not merged yet. Okay. So if you look at it here, so Churchill Capital Corp is at, this is again 12/24, so a couple of days back. If you want to get the recent report on how much they are buying more, I'll show you how to get it. So Churchill Capital is 5%, Social Capital IPOF is 3.85, IPOE 3.21, and Dragonir Growth, Foley, WPF Foley, Tasmin acquisition, FinTech acquisition, CC New Burger Principal acquisition, okay, and IPOD. So these are all companies that had a great management, and this guy is just buying based on who are the founders. Simply, I can tell you, okay. So VG acquisition is again, Virgin Galactic acquisition. So this is also Avanti acquisition. So I invested in a lot of these, not lot, couple of these, but let's look into. There is a website called JAX ETF Funds ETF, and if you put the ETF name and holdings, it will give you up to date holdings. So as you can see here, the Churchill Capital investment was 2 days back is about 5%. Right now it is already like 7%, 6%. So he has bought a lot more Churchill Capital, Social Capital, and IPOF and WPF. So this is what he has been buying more of the stock. So as these guys, so reason why I'm showing these ETFs is because these ETFs, they have common, at least you can start, at least there is a good team of people managing these ETFs. So if they think these are good SPACs and they are buying into millions of dollars into each of these, and they are at the starting price of $10, $11, maybe you have no idea where to start. Think about if this is a good one, right? So for example, I own this, and also I own some of this Avanti acquisition, and I own VG acquisition at the early, I bought long time back. So, and GS Goldman Sachs acquisition. Okay, so this is what, and again there is also Fuse here. I saw Fuse acquisition that we just saw, right? So pretty much they invest in a lot of, there are like 300 SPACs, but as you can see here, they invest like close to 50 SPACs, and a lot of percentage is in SPACs with a good founders. That's what I am feeling. Okay, so the next one is SPAC, Defiance Next Gen SPAC. This is little more older SPAC and with lot more money. And then if you look at this, and a lot of them are already IPO'd and merged with a company. So for example, DraftKings, it happened a while back, and then Clarivate. So some of them did really good. So that's why you see the percentage of growth, and also some Virgin Galactic, and you see Churchill Capital again. So you can see a common pattern, right? So Churchill Capital a bit there and Churchill Capital here, and also you see FinTech acquisition here and FinTech acquisition there. And I was telling you before, Forum merger is already done. If there are second, so THCB, Microvast. So this is where I'm invested into as well. So again, this one is Valid and Lighter, which is already done. So this is Desktop Metal and Silver Spike, which is not merged yet. So the summary is there are a bunch of SPACs, a bunch of companies or stocks which are common here and there. So you might think of buying some of those because here couple of people thinking means there is a potential that those SPACs will do good when they merge. Okay, so coming back to Twitter, so there are multiple SPAC accounts I usually try to follow. One is SPAC Guru with 15,000 followers. So 22,000 followers. So they'll and also another one is SPAC Bobby. I will go there. They talk about, hey, this is merging with this. They released the warrants, and then this is went down, and this is went up. So things like that. So we'll give you a quick idea, without going through a lot of details. Okay. Another one is SPAC Bobby. So he will give us out nice breakout of, hey, what went up, what oversold, and stocks in, and also both near breakout, IPOC breakout, which means which it is hitting a new target. Reversal means it's going down. So that's what it is. So basically, he's also spreading that, hey, is BSE targeting Reebok to go public, right? Then if you're interested in this BSE, if you have the stock, then you can go and look at it. Okay, so then he'll read 8 hours back. RMG has approved business Romeo systems, no redemptions, which means like it's a really good news because everybody who is invested into the stock at $10, they're all the people are there. They did not walk out. Okay, so this is to give you a quick idea quickly, and also SPAC Insider, another 14,000 followers. SPAC Attack. He is basically saying, hey, fast money, they are pumping up Lithium America's stock, right? So that's what it is, SPAC Attack. So this is some of the Twitters you can follow to see what's going on in SPAC world. Okay, so if you look at one of them, I think not this one, SPAC Insider. So there are also websites. You can go to each website, and each SPAC Insider is basically another site I like. I'll show you in a minute. And this guy also has a Discord channel. So if you have more time, you can go to the channel, accept invite, and actually they talk about, there are like 700 people, the whole day they talk about what is happening, for example, main chart. Okay, so that whole day they talk about, hey, for example, this guy who is posting the Twitter, so saying a Desktop Metal has 80% growth for next 5 years. Any dip buying. Chamath is a big investor. I wouldn't don't sell. Okay, that's what they can spread whatever the things that they want, but they can post here like discussion channel. That's where you can take a look at it. So that is about Discord channel. That is about Twitter and following, how to keep track following, and also how to track the SPACs. Okay, so coming back to sites, so there are multiples. Yep. Okay, so you can see the performance of both ETFs. One is like close to 9% in 1 month. One is close to 5% in a month. Okay, So coming back to websites that I look at it once in a while are spakalpha.com, and they have multiple things going on, insights, reports. So if you look at one of the report, I like their reports format because if you look at it inside the investor presentation, they talk a lot about the company and the hype up a lot. So here, what I like is, it's more inclusive report in a sense, like this is not coming from the company, so this is not about hyping up the company. It's more like, hey, the background, the target company, for example, INSU equation is actually merging with Metromile. So Metromile is a digital insurance platform and pay for mile auto insurance company. So sponsored by Cohen and Company. And if you look at it here, so what is the background? Is insurance per mile. So do you think it will have a value? Do you think it's a good? And also you can look for if so. Okay, so this transaction is also coming with a $116 million pipe, which is really good news because if there's not much pipe money, which means other people are not interested. Okay, and also there are a lot of people interested in this. So I'm not recommending this company. I'm just showing how the report looks like, and the company history management. Okay, and the product review, and then $29 5.4 mile. So massive fragmented market. So as you can see here, this is the detail, and if you really wanted to invest into this, you can take a look at it. But otherwise, the whole thing is, okay, they generate reports on different companies, and then you can follow them at your convenience. Okay, that is a SPAK Alpha. The second one is spacresearch.com. They have a newsletter. As you can see here, a lot of them I cannot click. I have a free account. So they'll give a lot of information with the free account itself, and they'll send an updated email every weekly newsletter if you sign up, and then you can see what are the new S1 filings, means basically new SPACs that are being filed. As I was telling you, the Spinning Eagle is from DraftKings team, right? So the same people. So I would probably, once it starts trading, because I own both DraftKings, I own Skillsy. So I love SPAC that I would be interested in investing with them, and they filed $1.5 billion. Because DraftKings is good money business, and Skillsy is really good money making business. So I'm pretty sure they know what they are doing, and they'll get a good company to merge with. So similarly, Gores, Alec Gores also has almost like a lot of SPACs coming. It's a $400 million SPAC, and if you look at it, there's so many. So these are all Hennessy Capital. This one also, the first one is Canoe, I think first one and fourth one, and this looks like they're the fifth one, right? So they had four successful companies they have merged with. So you might want to look at they must have a good management team. So you might be looking into, is it a good one that you are interested into. Another one I usually take a look at is pipe. So why I look for pipe? So pipe is how much pipe money is coming in those SPACs, right? So here it is a 125 million, 150, so 200 million. So North Star is 200 million. So like that. So, and this one here is a Deerfield Healthcare Technology Acquisition Corp. It's a 400 million pipe led by Deerfield, Fidelity, Eminence Capital, BlackRock, Maverick. Okay. The reason why you need to look pipe is if there is more pipe money, okay, and the enterprise values out of $700 million worth of the company, $400 million is a pipe money, and you can copy this one. Hey, Care DX Medical Group and search for, okay, so looks like they are medical centers, Care Max, right? So if you look for revenue, okay, so you will see competitors revenue and all that. So if you click one, and you can see, Care Max website, how many employees, and $13 million revenue. So that is how you can look for a big pipe money, and like BlackRock and Maverick, big investors, and see if something like you are interested. Look at the stock price if you are interested. So this, and there are a lot of them, right? I mean, I just told you there are like 250 SPACs are pending, so it's a ocean. So getting through the ocean is very difficult, so, and everybody has their own favorites. And also they will give you at the summary deadlines. For example, today RMG merged. I think this one also merged. Tomorrow DMYT is merging. So they'll give you recent updates on everything weekly once. So you'll get an overview of what's happening. Okay, so next one is same thing, another report from SPAK Alpha. Then the next one is Renaissance Capital. So they have also both IPO, and within IPO there is also SPACs. They talk about both SPACs and IPOs. This is the Mark Stad I was talking about. He is a Forbes 40 under 40, and then invested into Spotify and Uber. I think he's carrying second or third SPAC, Dragoneer SPAC. And you need to look at the founder, and where he invested and how he became big and how he's made his money. And the last but not least one is SPAC Insider. So it's the almost live news. They'll get it every day happening at the end of the day. So you can take a look at just like once, and you'll get an idea what's happening. So this is about all SPACs that I covered, like these ETFs, these websites, and Twitter, and make sure you follow the experts and the companies, and if the SPACs are previous success, follow this with those companies. So at least these are the filters. In my part 1 I want to cover, and there is a ton more. It all depends on your time and patience. I will cover some in next video. Hopefully you like the video. Please subscribe and click the like button. Thank you.